Hello, in this video we're going to discuss the magma layer. Now the reason for the magma layer is because in the past sentient kind, not of this earth, there's one particular planet where there's a particular kind of sentient kind that like to dig, and in the past they've dug right down into the inner shell and took gravity element from the inner shell, which caused their atmosphere to fail, and the planet was destroyed by explosive super decompression. So that's one sentient kind race that did that, and they love to dig. They're extremely intelligent, but they love to dig, and so they lost their entire civilization and planet. So that's why there's a reason, that is the reason why we have a magma layer. It's to stop humankind from digging down into the inner shell. Otherwise you could lose the planet. So the science of the magma layer. Here's how it works. You have an outer shell, and beneath the outer shell is the magma layer. Now the magma layer is not supposed to interact with the surface at all, and there's a type of element called magma which burns bright like magnesium, and for all eternity is hot at 4,000 degrees Celsius. As well as magma in that layer, there's additional heat provided by the sun in order to produce a molten state. So there are wormholes in the upper atmosphere of the sun with their exit points in the magma layer. That increases the heat enough to make it a liquid state. So there's magma crystals, and it is similar to plutonium but not radioactive, and does not have a half-life. And there's a type of powder that melts, similar to sediment. So that's how it works. Earth's geothermal state is unique in the universe. So no other planet in the entire universe has the same kind of geothermal activity. We are the only ones that have it. And there's a reason for it. For terraforming, a comet was brought in and smashed into Earth over Australia. This was 800,000 years ago, and it shattered the outer shell, which broke it up into plates, and the plates embedded into the magma layer. So the magma layer pushes on the plates because of this. Ayers Rock is part of that comet, along with the rest of Australia. So it's a big comet, quarter the size of the moon. And so that's why we have plate movement. So how to shut down plate movement? You can shut down geothermal activity completely by turning off the wormholes from the sun. Or you can reduce the number of wormholes from the sun heating the magma layer, and that would cease plate movement. So you won't have earthquakes or tsunamis, but you'd still have geothermal activity at certain locations on Earth where it was deemed okay to leave some wormholes that emitted heat from the sun in the magma layer to create a geothermal area for people to look at. So how to create an earthquake? Now if we look at Christchurch, that was a deliberate series of earthquakes which were sent from heaven to destroy a weapon of mass destruction that was underground. And so liquefaction is not a normal effect from an earthquake. It is not normal. It is not natural, as one will put it. Scientifically, liquefaction should never happen. You could not recreate it on a bench at all. So particle movement doesn't work like that when the earth shakes at all. You could try it. I challenge you, scientists, to try it. So where did liquefaction sediment come from? It was wormholes, particles of sediment from the Holy Spirit into that location and filled up all the tunnels underground and up on the surface, so that no one could go back down there. They'd have to dig down to get to what was down there. So to create an earthquake, you would need to increase the number of wormholes at a particular location in order to produce plate movement in such a way as it creates an earthquake. Heaven does not do earthquakes by that method, because if you move one plate, it moves the others. It's like having tables put together, and you push one and it moves the others. So you eventually get earthquakes everywhere. So the earthquakes in Christchurch were using a different technology that did not involve the creation of earthquakes through influencing the magma layer. It used something else. So that's the reason for it. There were a series of earthquakes that were approaching Wellington, and they were in a line from the Melbourne Sounds pointing to Wellington, and I was alarmed when I saw this. I requested the control room in heaven to stop that, otherwise it would destroy Wellington completely. It only takes one big one in Wellington. So something was done, and that's why Wellington's still there today. So that's a bit about the magma layer, and if at some point heaven should turn off the wormholes from the sun, it would cease plate movement. It does not mean that we're building up to a big one. It just means that some of the wormholes have been turned off and there's no more plate movement, which is a better way to go about things. It's safer. No more earthquakes, no more tsunamis. I'm the Archangel Daniel, and I'm from heaven.